Right, let's commence the next stage, i.e. Substance Painter. What we need to do from here now is bring in our FBX, what we created in Blender. From here, go to New. On the New, leave that as a PBR. If it's not already selected, select that one, and how you do that is click on that arrow here and come down and click on this one here. Here now the mesh is what we want to bring in the FBX. Let's find our FBX folder. There we go. Now we have to change the normal map format from DirectX to OpenGL because iClone only recognizes this apparently. Change your document resolution from that to 2048. And let's add our ID map, what we created. Here, images, ID, then click on so, and now we can click OK. What we're going to do now is start to give this a bit of colour. So, but before we commence that, what we need to do is bake all our objects first. So come down into texture settings, down into bake textures and click on that. From here, all you need to do with this here is just unclick the ID map. You don't really, you can change the output size, sorry, to 2048, and that's all you need to do then is just bake it. Let's wait for it to finish and bake up. You can see it's taking a bit of time. Right, we've got all our bake objects down here now. What we need to do now is bring in our color ID map. And how we do that is select ID map and come up and collect this one here that we created in Blender. Right, we don't need this layer here now, so we'll click on that and just cut it, or cut layer. And what we need to do now is start bringing some colors into it. I tend to stick with this Smart Materials at the moment because they're the ones that have got all the scratches, and as you can see on this one here, it's got the rust marks and so forth. But if you use just the Materials, it's just a plain material. For this demo, I'm going to use bright colors so you can see where it's all standing out. So let's commence with the blade first. We'll bring in a steel scratch, just bring it and drop it onto here. Now what we need to do from here is right click on here, add a mask with color selection. Come down onto the right hand side, and where it's got color selection, pick your color and come across here then, and then select one of the colors that you've created. I'm going to click on the black. So now it's just selected the blacks. We want to do this guard here now, so I'm going to bring in the aluminium. When you drop them above the last one, like so. Onto there, add mask with color selection, pick the color. Let's zoom in on it so you can see what's happening. Right, so now we can create another one. I'm going to put the gold above him. Select add mask with color selection. Select the color. Let's go for the green. Now we're going to do the guard. I tend to do the guard this color. Blue. Bring it up a bit. And now we're going to do the handle. The handle I'm going to put as a leather. So the one I have been using is the leather fine here. Bring it up above. Select it. Add mask with color selection. Pick color. And let's pick the yellow. Don't worry about all that, we'll see all this in a bit. So now we're going to colour the handled guards. I'm going to just use the gold armour again. So you can see now it's becoming quite nicely coloured up. We've got our scratches on the blade. I find doing this in here better than in Blender because you get a better colour. So page out now. So from here now I save it, because if we go here, save, and we go into the our projects, we've got Substance Painter. I'd already saved it earlier, but I'm going to oversave it. And because we've got it saved in there now, anytime that you want to get another sword with colours or different handles, you can come straight back into here now, do your colour, and then you go out the way I'm going to show you in a minute. Now what we need to do is export everything out. So how we do that is come into File, come down Export Textures, and we come up with the export document. What we need to do from here is create our configuration folder. So we come into here, take note, I've already done one here. Now when you've done this, this is a one-time configuration whilst it's in your programs on the system. If you have to delete it or reboot it, then you have to go through it all again. What we need to do here now is we need to create a reset. So we'll just use one of these that's already done up. Is click on it and then right click, duplicate. So we've got it here. I'm going to keep hold of the iClone one at the moment, but double click on it and we're going to call it iClone. But I'll call this one, for my version, just 2. Right, the first thing we need to do is get rid of all these mesh names on the side here. So what we'll do here is highlight it, click it from there, and we need to take them out there. Now we need to add 2 new columns of self, and all we need to do is come to the RGB, click once, click twice. One of these we need to put as an RGB base color. So you drag over here from the base color, bring it down onto the RGB, and you get the plus sign. Release your left mouse button and then click on RGB channels. If you come up here where we're in the base color here, we're going to delete this folder in a minute. So but first let's copy the name of the structure, copy, come down into here and paste. So now we can get rid of that one. This one needs then to go to the top. I'll get it up there in a minute. Now we need to change this from a normal DirectX to a normal OpenGL. And all you do here is come across to here where it says normal OpenGL, left click, drag it and put it onto your square there, release it and put that as RGB colors. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to delete this one, but we're going to copy the name set again. Right click, highlight it, copy, paste it, then we can get rid of this one. Once you've done that, what you need to do then is just drag and drop, and you can see where I put that set here. From here you have one in here, I'll put it back up here because I've already done it, but where you've got the height one, you can delete that. And that's all we need to do at this stage. Come over to export, go into where you're going to save it. You can see I've already put it into the Sword project PBR. Select folder. Now we need to select our configuration one. If you click on here and it's not already, just slide it down and then select the one that you created. From there, you don't need to do anything else but export it. So come down to the right hand side bottom, press export, and the texture sets are being created. If we open the folder, we've got our 4 texture sets ready to go into iClone. So at this stage now, I'll say this is a wrap on this particular stage. I'll see you over in iClone.